Clearly, earlier fire officials had said that the forward progress on this fire had been significantly stopped, and yet here we are seeing it yet again.
Right. I mean, it's good that they were able to get some forward movement with this and a little bit more of a stop of this fire spread. But the wind at this time, to verify what they're looking at right now in the Eaton fire, it's actually on the calm side. This is an area that typically gets wind sheltered. So yes, we're waiting for the wind to pick up, but I think that it's going to be a little different for the Eaton fire. But nonetheless, even though we are looking at less of a wind, it is so dry out there. We've got percentages in the teens from Loma Alta Park through Altadena, Eaton Canyon Park, and Sierra Madre are 4 locations where we're monitoring the conditions, and they are all reporting very dry air. So any ember that flies or any hot spot that restarts, it can grow regardless of the wind or not. It is dry on the ground and dry in the air, and that is just a recipe for bad news there. So I'm watching that, but you'll notice that a lot of the smoke is heading up. It's going straight up. It's not getting pushed anywhere right now because those winds aren't pushing it anywhere, and it is going to settle in the ground and add to the pollutant air. A lot of the skies that we're seeing out the door right now in Southern California are orange. We're looking at cameras, and you're seeing thick clouds of smoke, and it looks like orange fog. That is all pollutant activity from the smoke that you're seeing. Again, chemicals get burned up in this as well, so it can be toxic for your lungs. You need to really be careful if you're going to be out there today, folks. Please limit your time outdoors at this period. We're seeing some spots with really toxic air outside. Keep your windows and doors closed and avoid exercising today, walking around and breathing in this type of air. It can impact you in the long term. We're going to be looking at, again, bad air quality, possibly filtering into your home, so you want to use your air condition and your air purifiers to filter that out. And if you have to be outdoors at any time, please wear a mask, N95 or P100 masks, to really filter out those pollutants. Now, looking at the current conditions in terms of air quality, I did mention some spots with very unhealthy air quality. That's mainly LA County right now, from the valleys of where the Eaton fire is originating and pushing out towards the coast. This is towards LAX. This is towards downtown LA, Long Beach. This is where we're seeing the worst air quality. And you can even just look off in the distance and the visibility is poor because of that smoke. Notice how Riverside and Ontario, you're in the green at this time. You might not be noticing any smoke, but as we head to tomorrow, there is going to be a change in the wind pattern that will drive that smoke in your direction. So there is a wildfire smoke advisory that'll be in effect through tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's extended through tomorrow, because the wind movement is going to drift that smoke inland for you here tonight and push it your way. Here's a look at the smoke feature cast that we have. We've monitored, again, the Eaton fire and Pacific Palisades and where that smoke is coming from. And with a northeast to southwest direction of wind, that is going to push that smoke offshore near the beaches. But the Eaton fire is right in the San Gabriel Valley, and the smoke will drift and continue to push its way into LA County. This is where the worst air quality is going to be for now. That's where you're seeing the dark smoke. Now we get to tomorrow morning, you can see that it kind of lightens up a bit, but it is getting pushed inland because the wind is going to take a shift, and it is going to come onshore from the west and push it into the IE, Riverside, in Orange County. So it's going to be within the next 12 hours, we're going to see a change of the wind, and it's going to push that smoke your way as well. All of us still under a red flag warning. So this means that the fire threat continues to be high. We know that, especially because we don't have any rain in the forecast, and the wind is expected to pick up once again. But what we have been talking about is the change in the wind and why this is different from last round. Last round, we had some wind through those wind sheltered spots. Areas in the San Gabriel Valley that typically don't get the wind got real gusty, and all of us saw some of the strongest winds we have ever seen here in the past decade or so. So now we're starting to see the development of Santa Ana winds. They typically come over the passes and canyons and filter into the Cajon Pass through Orange County and the Inland Empire, and then the Newhall Pass into the Santa Clarita Valley and through the beaches of LA and Ventura County. So this is what we're seeing at this time. Notice how we're picking up on some pinks now and reds on our maps. That indicates strong gusts, occasional bursts of wind that are coming through. So 30 to 32 mile per hour wind gusts right now in Ontario Riverside, something that we haven't seen here yet, but we are monitoring your winds. Santa Clarita also getting some of the wind at this time. And this is not going to be the strongest of it yet. We'll see that as we go to bed tonight, and I'll monitor something for you at first. We're looking at a high wind alert here for you for the Inland Empire and Orange County, because we expect your winds to be pretty gusty here tonight. 75 mile per hour wind gust wouldn't be out of the picture if we saw that in the San Gabriel, or actually at Bernardino Mountains and into the IE. Now here's the timing of the wind that we're looking at. Just to break it down for you, from now through this afternoon, we have that developing Santa Ana wind. It isn't the strongest yet, but we'll get that as we head to this evening and overnight into tomorrow morning. So that is going to be your peak wind. As we go to bed tonight and into your Friday morning, we're going to see those moderate winds pick up and for wind-prone spots. So not everyone is going to see the wind this time around, and it's going to be a little weaker than last time, but any bit of wind that we get, of course, is going to increase that fire threat and continue, again, pushing flames should there be any in your area. Looking at Friday morning and midday, we're going to see a change there. That's when the wind starts to weaken, and then we'll see it shift to an onshore direction, and that's going to push that smoke inland to those areas that haven't seen them yet. So looking at the futurecast for you, there's that wind gust futurecast as we head to the afternoon. Like I mentioned, developing Santa Ana winds. You notice the horseshoe shape of these colors. That is the pattern that we get typically here when those winds develop from northeast to southwest. We head to tonight, and that's when some of the strongest wind gusts pick up. We'll take that through tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. and then after that, the wind shifts to an onshore pattern, and you'll notice it weakens and it will completely go away as we head to 10 o'clock on Friday. Pretty much sticking around in the deserts, but the lower elevations will start to calm again. So that's when we'll get our next break from these winds. Looking at that 7-day forecast for you, 0% chance of rain from now through the next 7 days. Temperatures will stay cool, mornings will stay cold, and those winds will pick up from Thursday to Friday, again tonight into tomorrow. And then we have a possible chance, possibly again this weekend. We haven't put it on the 7-day forecast yet because we want to narrow down the timing for you. So far, we're going to focus on this round, which is already starting to develop right now, but not get too strong till we get to tonight and into tomorrow morning. That will be the peak of this event. Looking forward, valley forecast, dry for you. The sun is shining outside right now, but if you're in downtown LA and you look off in the distance, it is orange outside, covered and blanketed in smoke. Please protect your lungs. That will continue for the next few days. Mountain forecast also looking clear and dry. We do not have rain, at least for the next 7 to 10 days. We've looked at the long-range futurecast, and that is also something that we're monitoring. So unfortunately, no help from Mother Nature there. Right now, if we could say there is a little bit of help, it's the fact that those winds have calmed a bit before they pick up again this afternoon. So we'll be watching that for you. Stay safe, everyone.
And Shanna, thank you. As we this shot on your right, it's just a precarious situation here. The Eaton fire flaring up once again near the